Hello, so I thought I'd do a little short video chat thing and talk about how I kind of got into special effects and just about my special effects life really. So basically my first love was makeup, and I went to college and I started to do makeup, and it was the beauty therapy course and it was the makeup route. So didn't do all the initial waxing and things like that. It was more the makeups and skincare. So upon qualifying for that, I learned that there was a level 3 and it was media, hair and makeup, and in that was a slight touch on special effects. So as I did the level 3, I realised I loved doing creative makeup, funky hairs, mohawks, face painting, body painting. I loved it all. So then when I realised that actually I can entwine some special effects into it, that's when my passion for it started to grow. So I then once I completed that course, I went on to artistic makeup and special effects. And this is where, I found it can be quite difficult to do special effects, and it can be very expensive. It needs a lot of practice, and it's usually a lot of room for error. The amount of times you have to redo molds and things like that if you go wrong. So, I learned a lot. It's technically a uni course, but it was held at Leicester College. So that's when my passion started to grow for it, and I was practicing a lot more at home. And since then, I pretty much self-teach myself a lot all the time. I'd love to do a big course like Neil Gorton's or even Sean Harrison, or Cinema World and things like that, cinema makeup. But I've got a little girl. I always have done since learning makeup at college. I've had a little girl, and it was thanks to her that I even had the opportunity to go back to college and learn. So yeah, I would just, I can't leave her and go off and do all this kind of training for 6 weeks at a time. It's just not possible. So that's why I just self-teach myself a lot. So in my eyes, I class myself as quite an amateur still. And, if you're following my work, some people who are up and coming probably do look at my work and think that it's amazing. But I probably get a lot of pros who look at it and know I'm an amateur. I don't mind admitting I'm an amateur. I think for me, I have gone slowly with the special effects stuff because quite early on I was quite successful with the makeup, and I was doing photo shoots and music videos, and I'm always getting booked for hair, makeup and makeovers and weddings. So for me, the building blocks of the special effects, took a bit of a backseat. I don't do it as much. Throughout the year I do quite a lot of looks for people. It could be performers for shows or competitions. It can be fancy dress at Halloween, definitely always get booked for that. So for me, how I like to describe like skill set, if I was building a wall, blocks of the levels of stuff I do, so I've got makeup, hair, special effects, face paint, body paint. So each job I do, I'm putting a brick on the wall. So for me, because I've staggered back and forth between all, I've just got a long wall. Whereas if I just focused on makeup, my wall for makeup would be really high. Or if I just did special effects, my wall for special effects would be really high, but everything else would be quite low. Whereas I'm not, I'm just flowing along with it all. So that's how I like to try and describe, why I'm not excelling in one area as much as I'd like to anyway. So yeah, for me, the best advice I could give when it comes to special effects is try and self-teach yourself a lot. You have to really, unless you can afford to go and do these big amazing training courses, and practice and practice and practice again. If you go wrong, just retry and try again. Usually if you go wrong, it can actually have a good outcome. It could be an happy accident and things end up going your way. Or sometimes if you go wrong, say with a mould, you can actually still use the mould, maybe one use only. So yeah, so with me, I've still got a lot of ambitions and goals when it comes to special effects. I'm still teaching myself a lot or trying to learn a lot. But like I said, sometimes because my makeup work probably does get busier, I kind of don't get to do as much as I'd like to do. But it's always on my to-do list. It's always on my goals list to either do more training. I'm definitely going to do some Neil Gorton's online training. I'd love to do some sculpting courses and get better at sculpting. And I kind of ended up getting stuck in a rut with latex quite a lot. So I have done silicone and I've touched upon foam with help of being at uni and other makeup artists. But I would like to advance to foam as well, and just use more mediums more, just test the water and really bite the bullet and go for it. So yeah, just thought I'd have a little chat about my situation when it comes to special effects really, and how I feel as an artist. So I know for some people I could guide on some things, certain things, some basics, but I know that I'm not the top end of the skill set yet, and you know, I've got a long way to go when it comes to special effects, but I absolutely love trying. With special effects as well, our class is the kind of creative body painting and using textures and things like that. So when it comes to special effects, I like to create designs where it's got a bit of everything. It's got a bit of the makeup, it's got the hair, it's got the overall styling, any costume pieces I can make, some of the prosthetics and, you know, full body paints, things like that. They're my kind of favourite designs to do really. But yeah, I just thought I'd share that with you all.